upstairs crying. Dude, I've been trying to get on here and do this all week, and it's like right at 9 o'clock, she just loses her mind. So I finally told Tori, I was like, "You got to watch her. We're going to do this live thing." So
Ebbs and flows.
this weird. I was like, "Oh, my baby's an angel. She's never going to cry or act bad."
That I didn't want to tell you the truth at the
You didn't
time.
want to bust my butt,
No, because I talked just as big as you did.
dude. But once about 5 weeks hit, everything changed. Well, so I don't think I think on here you can only invite one person. Let me I'm pretty sure you can only invite one, but I think he was going live on TikTok and he was gonna try to ask people to come over here. But we got a few people jumping on. So this is what I got. This is Riley set up right here. Yeah, that's Riley's. So I got that for him. And then he's going with the one. I think this is a single pin. Yeah, single pin dialed. So the plan was to set it up, and then we'll go up to his place one afternoon, do a little video, just do some shooting and stuff. So that'll be fun. You hadn't seen the little archery thing yet? I think you might have saw some videos.
It looks great.
He starts crying.
You be down there.
Have you been looking at some of the cameras?
Yeah, tonight's been good.
Dude, I don't know. Y'all shoot a message from where y'all are tuning in from, but the weather in Georgia today has been unbelievable. It's been rainy, but I actually went to my lease and I put up a rope scrape. So I'm gonna try to do a few more rope scrapes. So y'all need to comment on here what's y'all's favorite rope scrape, if y'all use scents or if y'all just do just the rope. But I'm gonna try to put out a few more rope scrapes this year, see if it works.
It's messing up. I don't know if you see that. I mean, you're fine on my screen.
The left side's messing up. Huh.
Either one of us. Everything's showing up pretty clear for me, I think.
The people that know about YouTube Live, can you have more than two people on? Or I think I was reading, I think two people was the max. I could be totally wrong. And how is the weather where y'all are at? I talked to Jake Foy and what got me thinking about it was Jake Foy sent me a bunch of Spartan videos from last year, and he had bucks hammering those rope scrapes. So I called him. I was like, "Dude, what's the key?"
I'm gonna go put it out this week then.
Yeah, I think the earlier the
Across the southeast for a lot of people. I saw somebody say they're from Kentucky, but man, the weather felt really good tonight here at home.
we've kind of talked about going and filming some deer. Tonight would have been the night. You could have gotten a blind and not sweated your rear end off.
Didn't know it was going to cool down like this until it was probably way too late.
We we laugh about it all the time because we'll be like comparing wind direction in the fall on our apps. And I got AccuWeather, and it always says that it's going to be cooler than it actually is. So I think AccuWeather is just like a total scam. I don't know. I need a better weather app. I still use it. I need a better weather app.
Opposite of mine, just to say, like every time we go to the woods, it could be the same zip code and everything, but you're going to have the exact opposite wind for me.
Y'all drop a comment on here. What if y'all use scent on y'all's rope scrapes? If y'all had any luck with rope scrapes, I'm gonna try to put some out and see if I have any luck. Put some cameras over them, see if the bucks hit them. Mark Jones said never had a rope scrape work for me. Yeah, man, we've got some rain for sure.
Back from Mississippi. I've been up there all weekend. Just got back here home in Georgia. We were there for the Ducks Unlimited banquet or convention up there. Yep. I wasn't at the convention today. I've been there. I was there yesterday. I was there the day before. Um, really good turnout. I was kind of surprised. Right in the downtown Memphis. I know Ducks Unlimited has not had a convention here in a couple of years. Um, but we had our booth right next to one of our partners, Banded Waterfowl. Um, had other partners, Frog Togs, Dirty's Outerwear, um, Gator Waders, some really good ones. And but no, really, really good turnout there at DU. I recommend if anybody doesn't have anything going on this same weekend next year, they're going to have the convention there in Memphis next year and the year after. So they got a 3-year deal on that convention center. And if you have, even if you're not into duck hunting, to me, it's just a kind of a good weekend to get away and do something a little bit different. So we had a good time. I didn't buy anything. No, no, I didn't have any time. I didn't buy anything. And to be honest with you, I'm just not a. If I was at the turkey convention, it would have been a little bit different.
Tell you to bought something.
I take that back. I did get Devin Singleton, but that was for my brother. So you don't want to see me blow a duck call.
Hunts you got lined up for this year?
So hopefully I'll make it to Nebraska sometime. I probably won't make it on that first trip with you and Rigsby and uh, Jackson's dad. Will probably have to go sometime later in September. So hopefully Nebraska, I'll make it there at some point. Georgia obviously opens up that second weekend of September. We'll try to be home for that. Um, and then I did draw Kansas. So got a couple of options in Kansas. I did talk to Jeff Danker. Looks like I will be able to maybe go hunt with him. Um, so that could be fun. And then I also drew Montana. And so I'm excited to hopefully go up there and do a hunt. Haven't been there in 4 or 5 years. And then I am going on a Colorado mule deer hunt, hopefully. So I have a girl that's due December 3rd, and the hunt is November 12th through the 16th. So I'm really pushing it on the hunt. But uh, I told Grace, I was like, when November 1st gets here, you just got to sit still. Just don't move a muscle. No, no, I didn't plan that one out good at all.
In the turkey season, and the new babies right at the beginning of the rut.
In the middle of the rut.
See, that was why I planned mine out so I could have Blakely here for a good 2 months before get a good 2 months in before season started. So I act like I planned it like that, but in all reality, it just happens when it happens.
I was going to be able to plan it out, but I was pretty shocked on this one. I was pretty shocked. Pleasant surprise.
Shooting my bow, kind of waiting on some new arrows to come in, and I'm gonna put a new string on my Hoyt. I ordered a gas string, and I think they're a couple weeks out. So I think I ordered it middle of July. So I'm kind of waiting for my new string to come in. Gonna get everything tuned up and hopefully started out good in Nebraska. My buddy TJ, who we hunted with last year in Kentucky, has some giants. He's got some giants on camera, so we're gonna try to go out there for a work day one weekend between now and then. So got that, and then potentially working on something in Ohio, and then working on something in Missouri, and then possibly going to do something at Cole's place in Oklahoma. So
Yeah, I think I got the gas strings on my bows. That's what T-Bone got me. So I don't know if anybody has seen it yet, but I will have a Realtree original bow, just like Brian and Riley and Lee and Rigsby, but or Rigsby doesn't have one, does he?
He didn't get one
He can
this
get
year.
one of ours. He can get one of
Still,
ours.
he's still rocking the RX-8.
But and also got another decorated in Advantage Classic. So I really like how that turned out. Um, it looks really good. I have just a lot of fond memories in Advantage Classic. Shot my first deer, shot my first turkey wearing that pattern. Have a lot of good memories sitting by my dad when I was just a kid with that pattern on. So have never really put it on a gun or a bow before. At least one of these newer ones. Look at that. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. I never did get to use it. I got a dib right at the end of turkey season, but yeah, this brings back childhood memories. That pattern was so cool. So is your are both your you got both of the bows dip they're both ultras, both the same bow.
I go upstairs because both my bows are here and stand by.
Where y'all tuning in from, man? Drop us a comment, ask us a question. Me and Pitts dropped a YouTube video tonight on the channel. If you didn't see it, on kind of a 6 month review of the Hoyt RX-8 or the RX-9 versus the RX-9 Ultra. Kind of some of the pros and cons and what you might look for and why you might go with a longer axle to axle versus shorter axle to axle. So we dropped that on the channel. If y'all are interested, go check it out. What's going on, Split G2? What's up, guys?
Here.
We're
Haven't heard from him in a minute.
just having a good time, man. Look at that. So what color are the limbs? Are those bourbon limbs? Yeah, that looks nice. And so that's the AAE. I'm not sure the name of it, but T-Bone really recommended that rest.
This that was the first time I've used it. The Prophecy.
Really likes that rest. So that's a good one to try if y'all are rigging out bows. If you haven't seen it, which some of you probably have, a lot of you probably have, here's the original RX-9. Just like Riley's. I got the dialed proof on there. Going to be dropping a video on that.
One right here too. And I got my dialed sight on here as well, but and then also
Sling is that.
this is Hoyt's. Yeah, this is Hoyt's bow sling. That's the dialed sight. I do.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And then also when I put out that I had this bow decorated, I had dialed, they reached out and said they were gonna do a classic sight. So it may not be here in time before the season, but hopefully get it here at some point soon. Maybe I can use it toward the end of September.
On those two camo patterns.
I think a lot of people, especially kids that are, I say kids, I guess young adults now that are mine and your age, even maybe a little bit younger and older, probably grew up, wearing those patterns and, uh, their dad was probably wearing that pattern or granddad was wearing that pattern. So, I think it's been really good. I think, there's just something about these patterns when I see them, they just have a ton of appeal to me, and it's more than just a shelf appeal, it's an emotional appeal, and it's kinda why I was really just kind of dying to bring it back and put something on a bow or a gun. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel, the same way. I saw so much Advantage Classic this weekend in Memphis. And to me, there's no mistake about it. It's just it evokes a feeling for people, when they see those some of those older patterns. Um,
Man, when you put that stuff on, obviously we're, you know, older. I mean, we're in our 30s now. We're older. We're not kids anymore, and so it just gives you that kind of childhood feeling, that childhood memory to where you were going hunting with your dad and your granddad, and it just takes you back in time to a place that has a lot of good memories. And so it's just, I don't know, it's kind of nice to see that old school stuff kind of coming back, and to be able to get guns and bows and clothes and hats and lifestyle stuff is super cool to kind of see that stuff come back. So it's
well, hunting, I think for a lot of people, it's an emotional connection as much as it is anything. It becomes sometimes less about the hunt when you get older and more about passing it down and the memories you have in the woods um, with people that are important in your life. And so these patterns just remind folks of those good times in the woods. And so it's kind of cool. It really is surreal in a way, to bring some of these back and hopefully bring more of them back in the future.
obviously about original and advantage. Hardwoods HD is one of my other favorites. You kind of see a little bit of that kind of popping up here and there, so that's a cool pattern as well.
One, I think it came out in 2000 or 2001. And before that, a pattern I saw a lot this weekend too was Realtree, just regular hardwoods, 2200. That was another good one. So yeah, I guess that's kind of it's a good and a bad thing of some of these Realtree patterns is, there's so many of them that everybody may have a connection to a certain one, just based off age or what their dad wore. And so there's a lot to choose from. But classic to me, I think another reason why I like it, it was really the first stick and limb pattern. You had original with leaves and original with limbs on it, but as far as the first true stick and limb um, pattern, I think Advantage Classic was the first one. The Based off what Dad was wearing, he was wearing hardwoods 2200, so I'm thinking it had to be 98 or 99. It had to be one of those two.
Buck on it, all the T-shirts and stuff. So it was cool to get on there and FaceTime with your dad and get his view of kind of his side of the story. And I asked him the other day, because I didn't know the backstory of if the deer was ever killed or if they never killed him or if they got his sheds. And he said the deer was killed the next year. He said they picked up the sheds of that deer, the outfitter or whoever he was hunting with, and it was over 200 inches. And then I think the next year somebody killed it and it was in the 190s. If he would have killed the deer, would it be as popular as it is? Yeah, I don't either.
Because it wouldn't have been called the barbed wire buck. People would never would have even thought about it. Yeah, just the fact that an arrow like that, which you guys kind of showed it on the video the other day, I mean, it can easily happen, but um, just kind of how crazy it is that that arrow just hit that barbed wire just perfect.
I was videoing T-bone back in, oh, it probably would have been 2018. I want to say I was filming T-bone in Kansas for Bone Collector, and we were sitting in a ground blind, and he had like the camera and the bait pile was on the other side of the fence. It was just like an area that was so tight that you couldn't put the ground blind and the the corn on the same side of the fence. So he had it on the other side, just thinking there's no way that I'm ever going to hit it. And this big giant 8 point comes in. I remember he was close, like right up against the fence, and then I was kind of blocked with the camera, like the deer was walking, and I kind of got blocked by one of the panels in the ground blind. And I told him, I was like, wait, I can't get him yet. And so what he did was is he turned and walked away. He got a little further, and then he turned broadside again. And when he shot, he totally squared up the barbed wire fence. I mean, like yeah, the arrow hit the barbed wire and like bounced back. So it was just like, holy smokes. And it was funny because the first thing he did was called your dad. He's like, hey, I'm part of the barbed wire buck club. Yeah, yeah. We'll have to get the footage and show everybody the footage because yeah, I think they did on Bone Collector, but yeah, that was crazy. I kind of felt bad because I felt like it was a little bit my fault because the deer was closer, but you never know. But that was pretty crazy. So that's like bar buck 2.0. But it was funny. I was talking to your dad and we were talking about it and he's like, hey, you know what's happened the same year? Stickers happened the same exact year. So that, we'll
And I
have
mean,
to.
to this day, I mean, it's been what, 26, 27 years later. It's like we went to the World Deer Expo and people still bring up those hunts. They still remember those hunts and not one time. And I think it just goes to show it's really the miss more than anything and the coming close and not getting it done. But people still want to talk about those. I didn't hear one person say, "Oh man, I remember that deer you shot." That one hunt where it was only about the misses or the ones that got away. Um, so pretty cool that people still can remember that.
Tossed around the idea of talking about some deer that, which we don't have anything too terribly crazy that we've hunted that's gotten away. I remember at Realtree Farms that gigantic 8 pointer that we were kind of hunting and he kind of disappeared. And we'll have to do some stuff on social media showing that deer, just a massive 8 point. But
That deer was a bummer, and my favorite deer is a big eight, but then the big eight in Louisiana. I mean, if you really like the one in Georgia, probably doesn't bother me that much because I would say we were never really in the game, and then I'm assuming that we were in the game definitely opening day, but we were not planning to be in the game for that particular deer. And then, but the Big 8 down there in Louisiana, I mean, 3 years, 3 years of trying to hunt that deer, and
I mean, I don't know what that deer in Georgia would have scored roughly because I mean, it's been a while back and we really didn't have as many pictures of him as we do this one in Louisiana. We're talking a world class 8 point. I mean, literally, I don't know score wise, but I mean, he's got to be in the 160s, don't you think? The honey break one.
uh, I truly believe the one in Georgia would have been right there. Yeah, I do. I think that deer's in the low to mid 60s. I really do.
In this for an 8 pointer.
Yeah, I mean, uh, he was just really big. I mean, and the one what I think the honey break deer had, he had more mass than the 8 pointer in Georgia. Um, but I think the Georgia one had better time length. And it'll be interesting to see. Um, if that deer survives and makes it this year, that honey break deer down in Louisiana, because I don't think he's gonna be what he was last year, and I wouldn't be surprised that deer's probably 8.5. He's either 7 or 8.5 now.
That's crazy. It's been fun chasing them, but eventually you want to try to get a crack at him, which is
I would love to see somebody kill him, and I really don't care who it is, but
a couple times, right? Hold on. I don't know if my phone's going dead. I can't hear you either. Can you hear anything? Can y'all hear us?
is my screen frozen?
Yeah.
I had somebody trying to call me.
Oh, okay.
What were you just saying?
Um, I don't remember. You kind of threw me off.
Road trips, TikTok live is better.
Could be.
What he said.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
I feel like TikTok is just meant for this kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask people's opinion. If y'all want to give us some feedback, me and Brian have tossed around the idea of trying to do maybe that first week of September, and we run it until maybe the last week in November. Maybe we don't go through the end of deer season in Georgia, but maybe those first couple of months. Would y'all like for us to do a weekly live show on YouTube, have different guests come on, maybe make it an hour long, but we'll try to do it live every week, give a rut report, talk to different people all over the country,
yeah.
and get some new guests on. Is that something y'all would want to see? Any other ideas? Would love to kind of hear people's input about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool too to invite certain people from all around the country, like Will Brantley up in Kentucky, Nate Hosey. I mean, people from all around the country. It'd be fun to get people on here. What's up, Greg? Two Chain.
Greg, we need to catch up sometime.
Greg, what's the weather like, man? Tell everybody about this Georgia weather. It's awesome. I got out and shot my bow a few times. Went out to the lease, did some stuff. So
Am I still frozen?
yeah, you're still frozen. I can hear you, but I can't see you. You're still frozen. You're still gone, man.
I'm back, man. Am I back?
I don't see you.
Dang, really? It's showing up fine on mine now.
Chilly outside this evening gets me in the mood. Man, I went outside to get some groceries out of my wife's car.
I was cold.
It almost had a little bit of chill to it,
It did. I could have worn a
which
jacket.
is craziness in Georgia in August.
Yeah.
But it won't last long. It'll heat back up for opening weekend of bow season. So, all right. Well, hey, real quick, appreciate y'all getting on here, Tyler. I know that if you're like me, you haven't really seriously started running cameras. Is there anything that's piquing your interest yet that you've seen anywhere in
Yeah. I
any
mean,
state?
yeah, I would say in Georgia, there's nothing crazy big showing
Yeah,
up right now. I would say some of the deer that we did have that were bigger last year really didn't start showing up until the end of September, October. Um, but man, there's probably 3 mature bucks on the farm. I know they're deer that you're familiar with. Um, Again, not any crazy size to them, but I'd be so excited to go chase one of them because we have a couple of years of history of a couple of the deer,
yeah,
and some you have history with too. So some good deer in Georgia, and yeah, it's hard to believe that it feels like when August gets here, August just flies by, and then we're sitting in a tree. So really, just a month and a half out.
It's crazy. It's creeping up. We'll be hunting in Nebraska in less than a month. So
That's wild.
looks like everything. I mean, for the few cameras that we have out in Nebraska and Georgia, it seems like there's a lot of good medium sized antlered deer. Nothing crazy big rack wise. Definitely some mature deer that'll be fun to chase. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary, but it'll I'm sure closer to the rut some new stuff will be showing up. So um, I'm looking forward to getting after it. So
Yep. Yep. Kind of the same way at home. But no, we appreciate everybody joining. And, um, Brian's been doing a good job on the videos. Hopefully we'll have some more content, maybe some live content when September gets here. But we're excited to bring a load of content to everybody. And good luck to everybody this season.
yeah, good luck, Greg. I see you. You got a good one on camera. I'm gonna need that Onyx pin by tomorrow. So all right, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all later.
See everyone.